Today, I'm going to talk about trying to choose the right color. Ho ho! Hey guys, Tom here, and this is Not So Average Builder, and today I kind of want to do something a little different. It's not necessarily different, it kind of goes in the grand scheme of things. I've got to figure out a color. And eventually, when you go and you begin to add colors to your Gunpla or your model kits or whatnot, you're going to run into the same conundrum that I am. What the hell color do I pick? I'm going to show you my process, and we're going to show you how to make the color. As far as picking your color scheme that you want to go with, the most difficult part is figuring out where you want to begin. Now, inspiration can come from anything. It can come from a car you saw driving down the road, a series of colors you saw during a season that just really spoke to you. There are a ton of ways to find them, and you can even just repaint the original kit exactly how it was, but just use paint, and that will make the kit look that much better. But if you really want to go off the wall, we'll use this guy as an example. All of this orange was blue. I didn't really care for the blue that much. Not only that, I wanted two different shades of orange. So this is orange over white, and this is orange over dark gray. It's crazy how those things work. And like all of these that I'm about to show you, these are going to look a certain way under gray, and they would look a certain way under white. So like this red would look a whole lot darker if it wasn't a white base coat. So I base coated the whole spoon in white. I did the primer. Granted, yes, I didn't need to, but white primer over gray makes things a lot easier to see. But there's just certain ways you can go about it. And like for instance, the biggest thing out right now is the Avengers movie. You could even paint one of your Gunpla or your miniatures or anything like one of the Avengers. You don't have to call it that specific color scheme, but you could use similar colors to it. Just go and find something, find a bunch of things that you think are really cool, and go for it. That is the number one thing, and that is, I know it's kind of a general rule, and it's a terrible thing to say, and it makes things very difficult for everyone, but it took me the longest time to figure out a color scheme for the perfect grade. I've had this thing since January, and I've been trying to think of one ever since. So this right here is my game plan. That is super glue. That's what it does on cardboard, just in case you're ever wondering. That's Milliput. It just looks like snot. So these are the different colors that are present on the kit as of now. Now the white obviously makes up a majority of the kit because it is the outer armor color. And then dark blue and light blue and so on and so forth, those are all present in there. And then I broke it down for outer armor versus frame to kind of get an idea of how many colors that I actually needed. And this is something that you could do to help yourself kind of figure it out. Now, I've got this numbered, and to help myself out so I didn't have to keep looking at the kit, especially since I had to disassemble the kit for paint prep, I kind of did this. It is not in any way, shape, or form an accurate representation, but it'll get the job done, kind of give you an idea of where things need to go. Now, as far as all the outer armor goes, that is going to be left alone for the time being. I have to wait for the scribing chisels to get in so that I can start scribing all sorts of intricate panel lines all over this kit. Especially since the Strike Freedom had a gold frame, I want it to kind of incorporate something that ties in a lot with the outer armor. I see a lot of people use like a gunmetal frame or a metallic gray frame, which is perfectly fine if you want to do that. And then you can just use complementary colors for your outer armor bits. So you've got the game plan. You kind of got a rough estimate about what you're going to do and where it needs to be. Well, then you will need to get yourself some spoons. Now, there is a group called Model Makers Spoon Hut, which is a hilarious group. It's a shoot off of Model Makers Boom Hut, which if you are not in, you should. It is on Facebook. Just search Model Makers Boom Hut, and I will put that right there. But the Spoon Hut, because so many people test their color patterns on spoons, because they are the same plastic usually that the armor is, or the kit is made out of. So they will take paint very well, and it'll kind of give you an idea, especially with these convex surfaces. You can kind of see what you need to do, how colors are going to react with each other, whatnot. So I've got 4 spoons because I have 3 main color choices. If you remember from my last video, trying to find color scheme, and I had 6 total, and the 3 most popular ones were these. And as I said previously, we're going to try and see what they look like on the spoons. Now, if you're using rattle cans, you can still use spoons, but you're going to have to do a lot more masking. A lot more masking. Well, I guess you wouldn't. No, I guess you wouldn't. Because if you're, say, you want to do your whole base coat and you want your accenting colors, you could just tape off like a section that you want it to be that accenting color, or the accenting color. Yeah, because you'd have to do it either way. Disregard that last statement. I came up with those 3. You just saw those. The color schemes that I showed, I came up with kind of out of the blue, just different thought processes. Go back, scratch that. Now, the line art drawings that I showed you, those I found on the internet, and I'll actually drop a link down below to where you can find them. And there are tons of other kits out there. And I just used Microsoft Paint to get a rough estimate of what colors were going to go where. Got, Microsoft Paint or a similar fill-in paint type program. You can use that to kind of get a rough idea. And that's where those 6 came from. Well, of those 6, the top 3, and I'm only missing 1 color for the frame, and that's because I don't have a deep blue. I could make one, but I don't have one. So I'm not that worried about it, but it'll kind of get some ideas. And that brings me to now. So this is going to be the color scheme for number 3. So you've got your white primer, which is a majority of the panels. There's some white gray in there. You can kind of see it. On camera, these don't look as contrasting. And then you've just got graphite. Now for the reds, you've got Sanguine Base by P3. And up top, you've got good old Mephiston Red. And I've put that on the back of the spoon so you can see. Don't mind my terrible handwriting. It is very hard to do on a concave surface. And this will be the inner frame. So it starts with decayed metal throughout most of the frame with bits of gold and black metal. Again, you can see that. That's a black gold, I'm sorry. But that is option number 3, which would be the number 1 choice going by this sheet. Actually, I'm sorry. It would be the number 2 choice. Be option number 3. But those are the colors and how they would look. Just kind of get some ideas. Now, option 5. Now this starts, as far as the frame goes, it is just Retributor armor. And then bits of decayed gold. Don't mind the roughness. I just kind of did this really quickly. And then black gold up on the top, which that looks more black gold than that does, but that's the difference between 2 different manufacturers. As far as the main armor, and the only difference on the armor between 5 and 6 is the predominant color. The predominant color on 5 would be Tire Black by Secret Weapon Miniatures. On number 6, it would probably be either Gravedigger Denim or by P3 or rubber, and just flip-flopped either direction. Now the frame is where the 2 differ, but the number 5 has more of a gold frame. So I did this. So this would be the 2 color schemes there. The main armor being the rubber, tire rubber black. Then we've got some gradients going up to a lighter color to just kind of get panel separation. And then going even as dark as black. You can't really tell between the rubber and the black, but on camera you can't, but in person you can. And then as far as the option number 6, and instead it would start more here and go here, where the other one would go here and go here. Get what I'm saying? It shifts the gradient So on number 5, it's going from dark primary to light patches. Where the other way around, number 6 would be going from light primary to dark patches. Get what I'm saying? So majority of it would be the same color scheme, just flipped, whichever you want. But these are just a quick try it out, see how it goes type deal. And I'm pretty happy with the results. So what I want you all to do in the comments below, tell me which one of the 3. And if there's something that you think would look better from what here, so like the red, white, and gray mixed with, you know, the lighter gold frame, or vice versa. But if you don't have any extra suggestions, what I want you to do is go into the comments below and choose between 3, 5, and 6. And I know it's kind of hard to figure out which color scheme, especially since there's no Gunpla, but I'm kind of excited to see the darker color scheme. I don't know, it is a tough call because I like the lighter and the darker color scheme. It's polar opposites, and this is not helping, so I need your help. I need your help. Yours. We need to figure out what color we want to paint this. So remember, in the comments below, do a 3, a 5, or a 6. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't a subscriber, I would please consider you doing so. Because once I get to 300 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a huge giveaway for the entire Dragon Ball Mega Collection. And that's that. So remember, drop a comment with 3, 5, or 6. Tell me what color scheme you want. If you need to go back on the video, go back and figure out which colors, but I'll make it a little bit easier. So this is 3. Right? Decayed metal with all this. This is 5. Brighter frame, darker body. And essentially 6 is this with like a really dark blue frame. And I'm not really crazy about the dark blue frame. I thought I was, but seeing the paints in person, I think that would be too much bluish gray. So I would say 6 would probably be more like the decayed metal frame, or it could even be this. So this is the possibility for 6. I'm gonna end up having to do a blue metallic for the frame before I say anything, but I want your opinion on what you pick. Remember, 3, 5, or 6. I'll get my counts right. But that is where I'm going to end the video. The scribing tools should be on their way. The metal upgrade parts are on their way. They're going to take forever to get here. But hopefully by the time they do get here, I will be able to scribe all the panel lines, get it primed, all those things. But that's all I've got. Thanks, guys.